Hey there, I'm back. It's Julie from Julie's Wreath Boutique, and we're going to make a triple fuse flower wreath. Yep, it's a new way to make a flower wreath, and I love the way this turned out. So make sure to stay tuned and find out where I got the center. I'm in love. Welcome back to Julie's Wreath Boutique. All right, guys, this has been quite the summer. I have explained in previous videos that we moved and life has been hectic. So I am filming now in my new house, but not in my studio. So if it sounds a little bit different, it's because I'm in my guest room. So we're gonna make this work. But I want to thank the two special ladies that helped me out with some YouTube videos, Amy and Jennifer. Thank you so much. And if you guys didn't check them out, make sure you to go a few weeks back and you will see the amazing projects they did for us. So let's get started on what we're going to do today, okay? So my friend Patricia Kirk makes these beautiful flower centers, and I saw this one online. I will share her Etsy link in the description box below if you want to order one for yourself. But I had to make one of these flowers. I saw it, I'm like, I have to make this flower with a center, and you know what? I'm gonna put it on my brand new house, my front door, okay? So what are we gonna use? We're gonna use 3 different meshes, our poly burlap mesh here, and all of this came from Mel's Crafty Mojo. I have a link for Mel's Crafty Mojo in the description box below, and if you spend over $35, you get an extra 10% off if you use my coupon code Julie's Wreath Boutique. So make sure to check that out. And thanks, Mel. I appreciate it. So we're going to use a 10-inch wreath frame that I got from her. We're going to use this beige poly burlap, turquoise poly burlap, and olive green poly burlap, okay? So basically, you know, Patricia has a lot of different centers, so you might want one of her fall, one of her Christmas ones. Just use whatever color poly burlap that corresponds with the centers. All right, so let's get started. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna cut out about 15 of these at 10 inches each, and I'll show you in the next step. Okay, so one of the things with moving is that you think that you will bring all the supplies and you will have everything you need, and guess what? You don't know where anything is. So I had to go run out and get a new wood burner, a new, let's see, glue gun, because I have no idea where any of that stuff is right now. So that's okay. I will put it all to good use. It's okay. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my wood burner. I'm going to roll out my poly burlap. If you've never seen me use the wood burner, this is what I use. Gotta get it out of the way there. I use that chisel tip, and this is very hot. I have a glass cutting board and then my rotary mat below. So basically, if you want to get any of these products that I use in my videos, check out the Amazon link in my description box to go find that, okay? So basically, you're just going to go in between the lines. I'm going to start it off here. And what this does, it minimizes the fraying. Does it get rid of the fraying altogether? No. Does it help with the fraying? Absolutely. So I'm going to cut these at 10 inches each, and I'm going to cut about 15 pieces of each color. I'm not really sure how much I'm going to use, but I think 15 will be like a good estimate of what I'm going to need to do. But I'm not going to be done with the wood burner, so keep following along because I'm going to show you a special technique that we're going to fuse this all together with. So hold on, let me cut my mesh. Okay, so the next step we're gonna do before I show you this little trick we're gonna do is you're gonna take the 10-inch wreath form, and I got this from Mel's Crafty Mojo, a very substantial form. I really like how strong it is. You're gonna take some plastic canvas, take my marker here, and then I'm just going to simply outline this. I'm gonna cut it out, and then I'm going to attach it with zip ties. You guys know the drill if you've been watching me for a long time, so do this step, and then we'll look and start fusing mesh together. I can't wait to show you. Okay, so we're back. I've got my glass cutting board back on the table, but this time I did it long lengthways so that I'd have more surface to use. And this is what we're gonna do. And I do wanna preface this, but that I only cut 5 of the olive green, okay? So you just wanna cut 5 of these for now. So we'll see if we add more. But I think we're gonna kinda use these in a way that it looks more like a leaf, not a petal, okay? But we're gonna add it to our design here. So I'm gonna lay this one down. We're gonna, you know, here's the curl side facing the glass, all right? And then it's really up to you. This is your preference. This is about what you want to do, okay? I'm going to take the turquoise color because I don't really want it to be the dominant color for me. And I'm just going to layer it in such a way over top that it looks about an inch on each side, okay? So let's kind of like move this over here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use this line to kind of line everything up, all right? So we got about an inch, give or so, okay? And then now I'm going to take the beige one and we're going to layer it on top of that one. All right, so basically what we're going to do is by doing this, we are basically using all of the mesh. We're just going to be putting this together so that when we put it on our wreath form, it will lay nice. Okay, I had to go tell my kids to be quiet. You know, my little elephants. We have a different setup now, so it's like we're kind of learning where the noise is. Okay, so I have it so that my line is going all the way straight down, okay? If I had access to it right now, what I would be using is probably another glass cutting board that I have, and I don't have that with me right now, so I'm going to use my plastic one. I'm not going to really recommend you using the plastic one, and we're not going to use this to put our wood burner up against it. This is just to hold everything down, okay? I would recommend, if you've ever been to the Dollar Tree, you will see that the Dollar Tree has small glass cutting plates, and I would have used that. So let me get my wood burner, okay? We're making a lot of noise. We're going to start at the top here, and I'm not going to touch that plastic. And as I go, I'm going to go a little slow here. And this doesn't have to be perfect. See, I'm a little crooked there, but that's okay. You're not going to see that part when we put this all together. All right. Let's see if this is good. Yeah. So now that fuses these 3 color petals together. So I'm going to do this with at least 5 of these, and we'll see if we need to do more, okay? So I'm going to keep doing this and I'll be right back. Okay, so I have my mesh cut. It's really important that when you lay out your 3 colors, you keep finished sides and raw edges on the same consistency, okay? So I didn't do that the first time, so I've got 2 pieces of mesh that I'm not going to be able to use, but that's okay. So basically we're going to take our first mesh here, and we are going to just take a 8-inch zip tie, and 8-inch zip tie, not a bad grammar, Julie. And I'm just going to put it on the bracket, okay? I'm not putting it with the crossbar. I just want to kind of see how this goes, and I don't want to keep myself connected to a crossbar that will keep me from moving the petal back and forth, okay? So let's take our fused 3 petal method here. I'm going to take about 2.5 inches and fold it under here, and then I'm going to do the same thing here. So what you're going to do is you're going to start ruffling it, and I'm just going to do it at the edge here, and it's very important that we have a ruffled look there. So I just like the look of that. It's just a really nice clean look. So basically you're just going to connect it to your zip tie here. All right, pull that. I don't have my wire cutters. I had to order new wire cutters and my new scissors because I don't know where anything is. Okay, so let's do the next one. So let's look at this one. And this one, I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to flip it under. Now this is going to be the opposite look to this one because the finished edges, I don't know, it'll just look different because of the colors. So let me just show you what I mean. I'm going to just fold that together like so, or what do you call it? Gather it, all right? So you could do one of 2 things. We can make sure that I want the green to kind of stick out together because I told you I wanted that to be kind of like our leaves. So I'm going to do it this way. So if you notice on this, I'm not putting it on the cross bracket. We're doing it on bar 2, okay? And then if you notice, that way we can move these if we need to kind of fill in, all right? So let's do this again. So if you look, now we have two of the green kind of making a leaf look for us, all right? So let's grab another one here. See, I don't want that one. I want this one to kind of still mimic it. So if you look at here, it's beige, turquoise, green. So beige, turquoise, green. If you look here, it's beige, turquoise, green going inward. So beige, turquoise, green. So that's how you're going to make sure that that first set is really important to pay attention to. So let's do this one first because we're going to put it right about right here. So I'm going to just actually flip it over. I'm going to tuck it in here about 2 to 2.5 inches, and then we're just going to start gathering here. All right, pretty petal. I love it. I've got a little bit of a fray, but I can show you how to take care of that. So I'm going to put a zip tie here. You can do one of two things when that happens. You can get some Mod Podge at the very end and add it to your edges, and that will help. But right now, since my burner is still on, I'm just gonna come over here and just kind of melt it off. All right. So we have that one. I'm gonna move it. I'm gonna kind of go under there just a little bit. So now we're gonna take the other one that will have the green on the inside here. I'm gonna do the same thing. And you're just gonna keep repeating this process till you get all the way around. We'll see how many we actually need of these. I only cut, I think 4 of these because I messed up the way I was laying it out, but that's just the way it goes, right? So let's just put this one here, and we're gonna make sure that this one is overlapping that one because that's the finished edge. And that's pretty much the same thing I do for all of my petal wreaths, okay? So we're just gonna move it. So I'm just gonna keep going here, and I will be right back and we'll work on the next step. Okay, so as always, whenever I'm in the midst of doing something and I have to change it, I always like to come back and show you what I did, okay? Because it's important. Nobody's perfect. Nobody crafts perfect for the first time. So we started our whole wreath right here, okay? And we didn't go into that bracket, which is good. But now it's like giving me a little bit of a strategy position thing here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this one off and I'm going to put it on the other side so that I can add one more petal here. I'm going to keep this together. All right, I don't want to lose it. And I'm simply just going to go onto the other side here. And then that way we have enough room to add our last petal set here. So as I did this, I ended up needing 6 of these cut. So 6 pieces. So you use 12 pieces all together. Is that right? Yeah. No. If you needed 6 times 9 is 18. Okay, Julie, get your math right. You know, it's been a while since I've been in math class, guys. So I'm going to add our last petal here. So I use 12 of these, but 6 petals that are cut. Okay. So now we're just going to finish this up, and then we will head up and do the next step here. But I like how this is going to end with all the green touching each other, and then that way we kind of have a little bit of a leaf without really, you know, making it the center point of the wreath here. So I'm going to move these over a little bit. All right, so we're gonna do now just the turquoise and just the beige. Again, you can use whatever colors you want. If you buy the center that I'm using for this, you could even use black. Black would be really pretty too. So basically, I'm gonna keep it going the same direction, which I ended up cutting them with the finished side here and here, instead of doing it the other way, okay? So I'm gonna take my wood burner, and again, use this as just like a point to, you know, just hold it down. And I'm going to do the same thing, but now just with 2 pieces of mesh, and this will go by a lot faster. It will cut faster for you too, because you're not going through 3 pieces. Sometimes you got to go back. make sure you got it all. So at this point, I'm going to cut at least 6 of these combinations, which will give us 12 petals. So let's get these cut and we'll go on to the next step. Okay, so we're back. And as you can see, it's looking really pretty. I always feel like it looks prettier sometimes in person or sometimes on the camera, I don't know, but we worked on bar 2. So your frame has 4 bars, 1, 2, 3, and 4. So now what we're gonna do is we are gonna work on bar 3. Now, if you wanna skip this step and you just wanna come into the canvas, I already gathered one, you could definitely do that. And I think the mesh is definitely like dark enough for you to do that, to cover all this up. So it's really what you want to do. Maybe you don't have a whole roll of each one. I do. And I'm going to make mine a little bit fuller because I'm going to put it on my door. And so let's just start here. I already took one piece here and we made all of these petals. And again, if you want to add the green and you want to keep that green in it, go right ahead, or whatever you want to do, okay? But I'm gonna do it this way. So we're gonna add one, and basically I'm just gonna go in between each and every petal. So I think that that was 12 if I have my math right, but you guys know that Julie doesn't always have her math right. So let me look here. Let's make sure we've got, so what I'm gonna do is if we have a beige and turquoise, the next one is gonna be turquoise and beige. Because again, I want beige to be like that main color for us. So let me show you. We're going to do it the same way we did the 3 petals. We're going to turn it over. And if you like to do it the other way, you could flip this around and do it that way too. But we're going to flip under, and then just kind of gather it, kind of ruffle it, as so to speak. And then I'm going to put this right here, so that when you're looking at it, it's just a little bit of turquoise coming through, and the beige is really your prominent color here. So I'm gonna just take that finished petal and go over top there, and I'm just gonna keep going. So I just pay attention to what you're doing, like which colors and what is prominent and what is not. So I'm gonna see here, gonna go back and do this one. So you could, this is why I say you could do it this way too. You could do it upside down and then flip it over, but I think you understand what I'm saying. Okay, so I tried some different things, but guys, when it comes to flower wreaths, I'm more simple, I think. I think that's really more my aesthetic. So I wanted to keep this same look going because I just love how variegated it is and how the colors are just kind of popping through. So I cut more of the mesh like this, the 2. So this is the triple fuse method, and this is the double fuse method, okay? That's what we'll call it. So basically we're gonna just now start about 1 inch into our wreath frame here on the canvas. I put my zip tie there. Again, I get my zip ties from Amazon, love them. And then I'm going to look at these and decide which one do I want to do. I think I'm going to do the same method here. I've got a fray here, but that's okay. We can work with it. And I'm just going to do the same thing that we've been doing, okay? I'm going to make the same petal, all right? That's pretty much the whole gist. That one looks a little wonky, I'll just be honest. Yeah, that's okay. We'll make it work. So we're going to do this one. Okay. Then I'm going to do another one, and I'm going to keep these a little bit closer together than we did the other ones. And I'm just going to do the same concept of looking at the mesh and wanting the turquoise now to be near it. So I'm going to take this one, make our petal, and I'm just going to keep going around. That petal looks much better, all right? And we're just going to keep going around. I don't know how many we will need, but I'm going to keep it pretty close. So when you look at this, see how close those are? Those are pretty close together. Let's pull this again. But listen, are you on my email list? I know I've talked about this before, but listen, I have more than one thing going on in Julie's Wreath Boutique. Did you know I'm a business coach for online entrepreneurs who want to learn how to grow their business, how to do it on the social media space. So make sure you are on my email list. The link will be in the description box below because I want you guys to find out when I open that group again. It's not open all the time, and so it's gonna open soon, and I want you to get in on it while you can. But I teach you guys all social media, how to sell on Etsy, how to do Pinterest. We just did one about affiliate marketing. We have guests. We talk about everything, and then we do lives with Join Julie on Zoom, where you can get on Zoom with me and ask me questions with everybody, and it's just a great time. So make sure you're on my email list, and the link is in the description box. And the next time Julie's Biz Boutique opens, you'll have to join. All right. So I'm going to keep doing this, and I'll come back and we will add our beautiful center. So just keep the same pattern up. Make sure that you keep it going the same, and it will be beautiful. I promise. I can't wait to get this done and hang it on my door. Okay, so you can see the green. If I was to do this again, I probably would add the green in the middle layer, maybe. It's really kind of up to you. If you really love that green, add it. So now what we're going to do is we're going to take the center that I purchased from Patricia. She's already got the pipe cleaners on the back, so that makes it nice and easy for me here. Now, if I had some felt, I would put some felt backing, and you know, I have some down in the basement, but I have to go look for it and see if I can get it. Oh my goodness, that's going to be pretty. Let's flip it over. I love the extra layer of petals. I feel like it adds just a little bit something more. It makes for a fuller wreath. So I'm just gonna stick these pipe cleaners down inside of it, because you never know, I might want to change out the center and use the center for something else, so we won't cut those. So if I had my felt, I know it's downstairs, I'll have to like fish it out here. I would cut a circle in the same size. I use the frame as my pattern, and then I poke holes in it, and then I just zip tie it to the frame because I'm going to use a frame to hang this wreath. So I am really happy with this. I think it's so pretty. This is the first wreath I've made in this new house. I'm so excited about all the different things to come. If you want to get these centers from Patricia, I will leave her Etsy link in the description box below. You're just going to like pull on some of your petals here to add the volume. I can't wait to put this on my door. I think it's going to be so pretty. I love the colors. There's just, this is kind of like summery but fall at the same time. So I'm really going to love this one on my door. So if you've made it this far in this video, so leave me a house emoji for us being in our new house. And I can't wait to show you all the things that we're going to do. And I need so much help, guys. So if you have crafting organization tips, leave them in the comments below, because we're going to have a much bigger space and I'm going to be showing it to you guys a whole lot more. So until next time, leave me that house in the emoji or house emoji in the comments if you can, or write house or welcome home. And we'll see you next week on Julie's Wreath Boutique. Bye-bye.